Okay. So next I'm going to talk about another topic, that is the interest calculation. Okay. So normally our client will take the loans from the bank, right? So when he take the loans from the bank, so he has to make the payment interest, right? He has to payment of he has to make the payment of interest, right? So for this purpose, SAP has given interest calculation method. Okay, so what we'll do now? First, let me take. So as a consultant, if I do the configuration on interest calculation, so end user he will run this interest calculation method every month ending or whatever. System automatically calculate the interest on the loan account and automatically update the GLs also. It will be done by the system automatically. So before that, as a FICO consultant, of course, I have to do configuration. Then only the end user can able to run this interest calculation on his requirement. Maybe suppose he is paying on he's paying the interest to the banks on monthly basis. Yes, he has to run this calculation on monthly basis or whatever. Okay, so here let us uh, first we'll discuss the configuration part from the FICO consultant side. What is the configuration we have to do? Let us discuss that. Okay. First, we have to create one calculation indicator. What is calculation indicator? There I am going to tell the system what type of calculation it is. Okay, first let me take the screen. There I'll explain. First step is, see, now I'm doing the configuration from FICO side. Then after that, we can perform the testing as end user. Okay, for end user activities. First, let me go to SPRO. Financial accounting, GL, business transaction, here bank account interest calculation. Okay, and here global settings. First step is define interest calculation type. One second, please. So select new entries. Here, what I'm doing now, first, and let me create one indicator. So what is indicator? Only 2 digits it is. So let me take JA. Okay, so I'm going to take JA. So here I'm going to write the text interest calculation for JAN. Here now I taken one indicator. Now I am going to tell the system what type of interest calculation type it is. See, there are three different. Okay, there are three types of, okay, item interest calculation, balance interest calculation, penalty interest calculation. Item interest means that is in case of vendors payment. Okay, penalty purpose we can use. This is also penalty. Yes, we are discussing about the S type. S type means balance interest calculation. What is balance interest calculation? So balance interest calculation is whenever your client has taken loan from the bank. Okay, whenever he taken uh, loan from the bank, so he has to make the payment to the interest on the loan. That is called balance interest calculation. Now I am doing this configuration for the balance interest calculation. Okay. So I just created one indicator. There I told the system this is the balance related, I mean loans related GLs balance interest calculation. I told the system and just save it. And this is not our request. Select our own request. Okay, this one, right? Yes. Saved. So I just first step what I did, I create the interest calculation indicator. Remember, this is the indicator I created there. I told the system this is my this is the loans related interest indicator. I told the system. Remember, by under this interest indicator, we have to do all the configuration. Then finally, this interest indicator we have to assign into the loan GL account. Okay, that is step by step. First I created one indicator, then second step is prepare account balance interest calculation. The same path, just go back here, prepare account balance interest calculation. Here what I do, select new entries. What is the interest indicator I just created? JA, right? First I just created JA. For that indicator, I am going to assign that how frequency you want to calculate the interest calculation frequency. Yes, I want to run the calculation on monthly basis or once in 2 months, whatever your client requirement, you have to do this. So I'm going to run this on monthly basis. Okay. Next, I told you that the interest calculation end user will perform, right? I mean, he just run the interest calculation. System automatically calculate the interest and automatically update the GLs. System will done that automatically. So here you have to tell the system what type of calendar you want to use. Otherwise, how system will come to know how many days in a month, week, or in a year? How system will come to know, right? We have to give the calendar type. So normally we use G type. Total 365 days we use this. Okay. Okay. Next, what we have to do now? Come down. Okay. Here you can see output control. Select balance plus interest. What is balance plus interest? See, once the end user run the interest calculation, he will see the output. Okay, this is the uh, uh, loan amount 1 lakh rupees plus interest is 800 rupees, total 1 lakh 800 rupees, right? He wants to see that. If I select this balance plus interest checkbox, once he run the interest calculation, when he look at the output, he can see principal amount say 1 lakh rupees and also he can see 800 rupees. If I select this checkbox here, this is for output purpose. Okay. So what I did here, first step I create the one indicator. In the second step for this indicator, I assign all these assignments. Okay. So save it. Save in your request. Then third step, just go back, just close this, just below that interest calculation, reference interest rates. Okay, before that, I have to maintain the 8% or 10% or 12% or whatever it is charged by the bank, right or no? So I have to enter 8% or 12%. Before you enter the 8%, 12, 10, 25, whatever the rate of interest, first I should create the indicators. Okay, first I should create the indicators. With reference to that indicators, I can able to maintain the bank rates, bank rate of interest. So first what I should create indicators. Then after that I can, by using that indicators, I can able to maintain whatever, how much bank is going to charge 8 or 10 or 12 or whatever. So first let me create the interest indicators. Again here, I am going to create two interest indicators. Okay. What is 2? Why 2? See, interest charged by the bank is 10%. I means interest charged by the bank is, say for example 10%, means your client has taken loan from the bank. Your client has to pay the 10% interest to the bank. That is called interest charged by your client is 10%. Interest given by bank is 8%, say for example. What is interest given by bank? Can anybody tell? When the bank will give you interest? Okay, suppose
When we
if
have money in debit balance, ma'am.
yeah, because when we have any deposit with the bank, they will give us bank interest or not, right? Is it? When we'll
Yes,
give,
ma'am.
when we'll get the interest from the bank, suppose you deposited some amount with the bank, then the bank will give you the rate of
Interest.
interest, right? So here I have to maintain the two rates of interest indicator. One is when I taken loan from the bank, I have to pay them 10%. I means here client, your client has to pay them 10%. Suppose your client has deposited any amount with the bank, okay. So the bank will give 8%. So how to maintain this rate of interest? When you create the rate of interest indicators, first I have to tell the system what type of indicator it is. Actually, 8% is what? When loan having credit balance. Suppose in your client books of accounts, if he has taken the loan from the bank, the loan will be where in the credit side or debit side?
Credit,
Credit
ma'am.
side, liability side, right? Liability side it will be. So I am telling the system when loan is having credit balance 10%. So when loaning having debit balance in your client place, if deposit the amount with the bank, that is under assets. So it will be debit side. He will pay, he will get only 8%. So first I should create the indicators for credit purpose, for debit purpose. Then next step, then I can able to maintain whether 10 or 8 or 12, that I can maintain the next step, I can maintain the rates. So before that, I have to maintain the first I have to create the indicators. There I have to tell the system this is for credit purpose, this is for debit purpose. Then after that, I can able to create, maintain the rate of interest. Okay. So first let me create indicators. Defined reference interest indicators means this is the indicators I am going to create. Directly I can't enter in the system. This is for 8%, 18. There is some procedure. Okay. New entries. See, up there here. So now I am creating one interest indicator JA1. What is first interest indicator I created? JA, right? JA. This is interest indicator JA1. So what is this? Loan having credit balance. Okay. Just this is a description. Loan having credit balance. Effective from April 1st, our financial year. Currency. Okay. So next I have to create for debit side also, right? JA2. This I am going to tell the system loan debit balance. Okay. So here I just created one JA1, JA2. First save it. I just created two indicators JA1, JA2. In the next step, what I have to know, this JA1, JA2, I have to assign to JA. What is JA? JA is the main calculation indicator. First step I created JA, right? So that is main calculation indicator. I have to assign all the reference interest indicators to the JA. Finally, that JA should be assigned into the loan GL account. Okay, we'll see that one by one. So now what I'm doing, define time dependent terms. Here what I'm doing, select new entries. What is interest calculation indicator? What is that main calculation indicator? JA. For this JA, reference interest indicator. What is our reference interest indicator? I just created JA1. What is this JA1? Loan having?
Credit
What is
balance.
that? Yes, loan having
Credit bank.
credit balance. Here you have to, here I am going to tell the system. This interest indicator is belongs to when I taken loan from the bank. Okay. Next. So I assign the JA1 to JA indicator. Next, as usual, currency effective from sequential number 1. Why sequential number 1? I tell you in the next step. So again, next entry for the same main calculation indicator JA. Okay. What is our second interest indicator? JA2. What is this? What is JA2?
Loan for debit balance.
Debit.
Yes, debit balance. Right? So currency key effective from April 1st. Here, if I give the same sequential number 1, when I try to save, it will show the error because by giving the 01, I assign the JA1 to JA. So by giving the 02, I can able to assign the JA2 to JA. Means why sequential number? By using the sequential number, I can able to assign the number of reference interest indicators to the main calculation indicator. So next, by using the 03, I can assign the JA3, 04, JA4, like that. By using the sequential numbers, system can able to hold the reference interest indicators. Okay, understood? Why the sequential numbers?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah, save. So till now, what are the steps I did? First, I create the JA indicator. In the second step for JA indicator, I told the system, this is my calculation. This is the calendar type I want to use. I want to run the monthly basis. In the third step, I created JA1, JA2 interest indicators. In the fourth step, I assign this JA1, JA2 to JA. Okay. So still a lot of configuration is there. Okay. So we can continue tomorrow. Okay. So much is there. Okay.
Okay.
Same time tomorrow also.
Okay.
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 If you, okay, I think both you record the videos, right? I will forward the video of last week, last day. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Check and update me. It is the same or not. I am sure that is the same. Okay. Thank you.